think I got it working. What is up, YouTube? Clown of Carno here. So it has been a minute since I've actually made a video, and I do apologize for that. I've been dealing with a few things, getting things ready. I actually just started streaming on Twitch, so I've been trying to figure that stuff out. I will include my Twitch and everything in the channel below in the description. But for the topic of this video, in case y'all didn't already know from looking around me, we are on the modded map Fjordur. And what we're going to be doing today, we'll be in creative mode. I'm actually going to be taking you around across our server. This is me and Mike the Hobbyist server. And I'm actually going to be showing you a couple of really unique cave locations and base locations that I found while I was just kind of, exploring the map and, creative, or when I was in survival mode. I had to go creative to build some more community areas for the server. Because me and Mike actually do plan on opening up the server to everyone here shortly. It is a cluster server. It's going to be... for right now, it's just Fjordur and Ragnarok. Ironically enough, both being Viking. But anyway, so yes, that is the plan. Now, before anything else, let me go ahead and take you to our first location. Give me just a second. Let's see here. Okay, so here we are at our first location. And it's a little underwater cave, actually. Believe it or not, this whole little cavern right here is actually underwater. You actually have to have a water tank. There's no other way to get in here. I have looked around, there is not. But if you look on the map right here, we're actually right where the second part of the U is. It's a very flat core roof, and it just dips down to this cavern, or not cavern, trench. At the very end of the trench, there's this nice little dip down, and inside it's just tons of oil stones and obsidian and all kinds of stuff down here. Crystal. It's a good base area for sure. It's only accessible through the water. No one's going to be able to come in here and raid you from above or find a tiny little crack to slip through. So either they come up out of this hole or they're not getting in. That's just how it's going to be. Now, I did make this base right here. It's actually one of our secret bases. Oops, wasn't supposed to show that, but I showed it the very first part of the video. Actually, I'll have John, I'll have you delete the part where I show the base. But yeah, this whole thing right here is just one giant cavern, basically, of just because it's a very nice natural light. Oh, I hear the music going off. But yeah, it's a very nice base area for sure. I definitely like it. It's very secluded, very well protected. It's just been a fun-filled time exploring everything finally, because some of these caves truly are just absolutely beautiful. They really are. But anyway, on to the next one. Alright guys, we're here at the next base location. Now, if you look on the map, we're kind of in this really weird spot, kind of just below the hook of the R on the map. You can see that there. And if we look here, we're down a little bit. We're a little bit in deeper water. But this right here is an absolute wonderful place. Just look at this place. I don't have to worry about him since we're on Leave Me Alone for this, because I wanted to be uninterrupted while I'm showing all this. Just look at this place. I mean, yeah, you got some stuff. But there's metal. There's plenty of resources and stuff. But not as good as the other one when it comes to rare resources. It doesn't have all the crystal and obsidian and oil. If you are obviously down on the ocean floor, so oil's not that hard to find. But it is definitely going to be lower when it comes to things like crystal and stuff like that. If you want to feel like a nice little like community base, like you could get some stuff done in here. Like let's take a look at this. Can I even? No, it doesn't look like I can. Let's try with yield hatchet. So yeah, you can get rid of the coral. You can, wonder if these give wood. I didn't actually check that earlier. Alright, no, so these are actually permanent structure. But for everything else, you know, you could definitely, okay, so these are like wood. And what, are these berries? Yeah. It's a very nice little base. When it comes to looks, it's definitely my favorite out of all the ones on this list. But it has one major downside. Well, technically two. One is obvious being the giant gaping hole that is the front door to this base. There actually is another one just like it, which is a little bit bigger. However, music's playing. But there actually is another one that's a little bit bigger than this one. It has a giant opening hole like right up here. It's a very unique base. There are, like I said, that I know of so far. There's 2 of them. But you could definitely make a very nice, comfortable base in here. So that you know, you and a couple friends, plenty of space, some decent resources, get some structures going. But yeah, the biggest downfall is obviously the giant front door, of which anyone can just kind of come through fairly easily. And are you gonna you're biting my meg? I don't appreciate this. There we go. Leave me alone. It's back on. But yeah, a very interesting base. It's definitely one of my favorites. But I will show you when we get to the next one. Okay, there we go. Finally to the next one. So we covered 2 underwater bases. That was weird. Oh, I guess the Anki's beneath me. Whatever. Wicked noises. Anyway, this is one of my, when it comes to the land bases, probably one of my biggest I love this space moments. Because if you look here, let me just look at how neat this looks. Granted, it's kind of up in the snow. It's a little bit more of a dangerous area, especially for newer players just starting out. Let's go in here and explore a little bit though. Obviously you can see you have these little fire pits hanging around everything. Looks like they're actually built with tar and pitch, all that good stuff. But if we actually stop and look around, this is a pretty good sized base. I mean, you can do a lot with this. I put some gates up, you know, obviously you don't want mammoths and wolves and other things just wandering into your base, but you can put some gates and doors. It'd be a nice little area. And actually, if you look here, where is it? I believe it is. Alright, if you see here, unless you have a tame that can fly or can go up the mountains fairly easily, you're not getting up in here. Like even like right here, like say I'm a raider trying to get in, like this right here is not going to work. None of my teams are going to make that jump, except for maybe the Deinonychus that are here. Those could obviously climb up, but you know, like a T-Rex, a Spino, Gigas, all that stuff, none of that's going to make it past the front door. Now if you look inside though, not this little courtyard area, this part's really cool to me. I love this little courtyard. And if you come over here, look at the size of the space in here. Like this place is ginormous, and it is perfect for small communities or just a really large single player base. You know, if you're one of those guys who I've got to have the biggest base possible, This is definitely a very nice one. It's already pre-made for you. It's just part of the map. No mods, no nothing involved. It's just here. And this, I love this. Just waking up and seeing that view every morning. Just, my morning coffee. Life is good. Anyway, alright. Time to move on to the next one. Alright. So here we are at the next base. Now if any of you are big Syntac fans, you will recognize this place because Syntac is currently actually doing a video on this nice little stronghold as his permanent base in his Fjordur Ark series. Now, I don't like to kind of hit off of bigger names because I feel like it's kind of cheap and everyone knows it's like, oh yeah, you know, cool. You know, this other big name YouTuber has already, you know, done this. You're just copycat. It's like, I'm not trying to do that, but I do feel like this base should be included on this list for the simple reason this place is just amazing. And for any of you who haven't seen his video, let me just go ahead and give you a little peek-see inside of why. So obviously you have surrounded by water. If you got some decent chances, I've seen baryonyx here, I've seen Spino spawn in here, iguanodons, obviously there's trikes, there's a theory. Yeah, there he is. Now, the reason I wanted to show this place is because, look, you got this giant breeding area. You don't even have to go outside the gate to get water. Just go in here. It's a nice little area. We actually have a, when we first started our survival series, we came by this place and we used it temporarily as a area to, you know, hatch eggs and stuff like that. But anyway, let me keep going through here. And for any of you who do decide to start a series here, that's a really pretty theory. Around the map, you'll see these shipwrecks and strongholds and stuff that have these in them. Now, look at that. Look at all the stuff we just got from that. I want you to look at all this crap. You just got a bunch of metal picks, crossbows, pikes, some hatchets, all kinds of stuff just from that. Just capping it. Look, a bunch of cooked meat, scrap metal, woods, boiled meat. You got a head start making some narco, thinking of the berries, narcotics, and everything else right off the bat. And if you look right above it here, you'll see that there's actually some oil pumps already set up, which we also did. We are trying to get this all set up and ready for the community as well. But let's take a little bit of an inner detour of this base. One, for any of you who aren't familiar, you're probably looking at this wall and going, okay, it's a wall, that's nice, cool, caved in. That is not the case, my good sir. That's not the case at all. Go ahead and break our way on in here real fast, because what's on the other side, I guarantee will get your attention. Look at this nice giant, hell, I can make this my own base just on my own. Just in here. Perfectly safe, secure, well hidden actually, because I went by this so many times and never noticed it until Syntac actually did his video on this place, and I actually saw this room and I was like, there's no way. And sure as shit, walked in here and I was like, this is amazing, this is some bullshit. But let's keep going here. Obviously, you know, it goes around. And these stores usually aren't here. We put those in. Also, we have the teleporter mod, one of the bases. Let's go ahead and take a little peek inside. Yeah, decent space, you know. Nice little area. But my favorite part is actually down here. So if we come down here, oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Shining crystals, beautiful waterfall, harvestable crystals right here. And yeah, it's got a nice little perch area. So we still got some rocks and everything. doesn't really have metal, but it makes up for it. Look at that little shimmering in the water. So you got some pearls and stuff in here going on. Yeah, some silica pearls. There we go. Oh, can I? There we go. Wouldn't listen to me for a minute. But yes, if you look at all this stuff, it is definitely a very nice base location, which is why I felt like I had to include it on this list. Let's keep going back out here and we will go on to the next one. Alrighty. So we are over here at the final base location for this video. It is a little bit of a different one just because it's not how you would typically think of a base. Let me put it that way. I'll show you what I mean. So obviously it's inside this giant mountain. You can see the mouth there, kind of off the map. You know, kind of 35, 95 looking area. You know what I mean. But right next to the redwoods, right next to the highlands area, there are gigas and stuff that spawn near here, like right over here. Actually, is that? No, it's just a Rex. But there are gigas and stuff over here. You do need to keep that in mind. So it's a great place for higher level teams, you know, big bad boys, you know, stuff like that. But inside, actually got a little bit of a creek, little water source, which is always nice enough to go far. And if you're willing to clear some of this stuff out, there is a ton of metal in here. Just all over the place. There. Some of it's actually hidden underneath these rocks, so I've come through and cleared this area out a few times for metal. Definitely a great place to have a base, or at the very least, you know, if you're on a single player server, or you know, just like how I am with Mike right now, just you and a couple buddies PvEing it up. Great place to start like a little like away from base or at base forge if you're willing to make a little base. It's gonna be a little bit cramped, obviously, because all the rocks and stuff. But you know, nothing a little quick hatchet or pickaxe can't handle. But yes, this is going to be the final base location for the video. There are plenty of others, I will say that. There are definitely plenty of other bases. Look at my majestic hair. Just whoosh. But yes, there are plenty of other places you could build. I mean, hell, you could build anywhere in here. There's actually... It's very similar to this cave. There's another one right around here. I can't remember exactly where it is. But there's like another cave. And it is just absolutely wonderful. I thought maybe it was that for a second. I was like, wait a second. No, that place is up on a cliff. That is not a cliff. But yes, there are definitely plenty of places you could go. Plenty of places you could set up a base. No. At this point, I'm pretty much just rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you do like the video, please do like and subscribe. I definitely do appreciate... Oh, actually... Oh, hold on a minute. Here it is. Here's the other cave. The only reason I didn't have this one on the list is because it's not... It'd be good for like a small base, but that'd be about it. It's got some metal and stuff, but it's... not very big, and it's very kind of out in the open with this giant gaping hole. But yes, if you do like the video, please do like and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it, especially since I'm trying to make more content, but with not a very active community. I don't really get a lot of feedback. I'm trying. That's all I can really tell you. This stuff's definitely a little bit more planned out. I try to think of things, but it is hard, especially for me being a newer creator. But yeah, like, subscribe, and if you do actually want to see me on Twitch doing the actual videos, I do Ark, and I do actually a new game that I found. I do plan on streaming that soon. It's like Dawn Revival or something. I can't remember. But yeah, if you do want to catch me on there, I'll be streaming, at least for now, Saturdays from 6 to 10 Eastern time. and I kind of just stream randomly throughout the week as well, at least for now. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video, and have a good one.